Whenever two Jews meet, all three of them start arguing. All people, and Jews for sure, always have different opinions. When social, political, or economic issues come up, ask someone, why are you taking this specific position? They'll probably tell you, well, I just think this is right. I believe this is correct. This is the difference in how we look at math problems that we had in school and life issues. Imagine if you answered your school teacher in this way. Why did you write this answer to this equation? Well, I just think this is right. Teachers demand not only to see the answers, but also how you arrived at them. And the process of solving a problem is even more important to them than the answer itself. But the most important thing is that in math, we first learn all the formulas, and then when it comes to solving problems, we have to find the correct formula out of the ones that we have already studied and do the calculations. And in life matters, have you studied all the formulas that you are planning to use while making decisions? Did you do it in advance before you started doing it? Can you demonstrate step by step how you arrived at each of your life's positions? And most importantly, is it possible that you sometimes have a desired answer and then look for a formula that would bring you there? I sometimes try doing that on my algebra tests too. My teachers immediately caught my tricks. It doesn't work in math. So, how can one avoid this in life's issues? There's only one way of doing it: to prepare a complete list of formulas that you are going to be using in advance. Then you can analyze each and test each one individually. And what about if suddenly you have a new idea that falls in your head? You can't use it. You haven't thought it through. To be consistent, you need to check it against every other formula. When people see hundreds of volumes of Torah books in my house, they ask me, what is written in all of these books? This is the difference between those who base their worldview on the Torah and those who have received only secular education in their lives. Secular education makes it possible to overall think about issues in general terms, but to specifically analyze and define formulas which you will use for the rest of your life to determine what is right and what is wrong. No one even expects something like this. Most of the people in the Western world have the same values, pretty much. So why do they argue? Because these values are only building blocks of their worldview, and the difference between them is in how these building blocks are placed, in which order, what is their hierarchy. Everyone believes that each country needs some social programs for the poor, and also everyone believes that workers are entitled to the money that they have earned. But some believe that we should increase taxes for a specific program, while others think we should not. Why? Because some believe that people's right to their money is more important than this specific program, and others believe that the program is more important. It's a priority question. So, where is the formula for these priorities? Everyone talks about freedom, but each law, by its definition, takes away freedom from one person and gives it to another. Traffic laws take away my freedom to drive whichever way I want, and in return give freedom to live to those around me. To say that you use freedom as your yardstick for decisions is saying nothing. You need to determine how you decide whose freedom is more important. So where is this formula that you are using? Everyone talks about equality, but there are dozens of forms of equality and thousands of ways of measuring each one of them. Where is the formula for this? Jewish education allows a person to approach life issues already having all this information. This doesn't mean that yeshiva graduates do not need to think, just like you cannot say that those who have received a math education do not need to think about math problems. On the contrary, a math education is allowing people to start thinking about math problems because now they have the tools for this analysis. And without these tools, without these formulas, they don't have what to think with. So is Jewish education. Jewish education allows people to start thinking about life's issues.